61 News at 6 starts now.
Right now at 6, ghosts and goblins out trick-or-treating tonight across Connecticut.
Halloween's one of the best times of year. The fall, the smell, and then seeing all the kids in their fun costumes and trick-or-treating.
How local officials are working to keep your children safe.
Less tricks, more treats. A tradition returns to the halls of Connecticut children's. I'm Jim Altman. More ahead on the Fox 61 News.
Just over a week until Election Day.
People need to be engaged. People need to vote.
The final push to get everyone registered.
Calls for answers in a 27-year-old cold case. Fox 61 hearing from the victim's daughter, who's pleading for closure.
Powerball fever tonight as the jackpot hits $1 billion.
Might as well. You got to buy a ticket, right? So might as well take a chance.
The Fox 61 News at 6 starts now.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here on the News at 6. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. One town where trick-or-treating has become a growing downtown tradition is Wallingford, where police there have shut off a portion of North Main Street to allow kids and their parents a chance to go house to house without traffic concerns.
That's nice. Fox 61's New Haven County Bureau reporter Tony Terzi joins us live to tell us what fueled this tradition. Tony?
Oh, it's fantastic here. Ben, Jen, good afternoon, everyone, or good evening now here just after 6 o'clock. The street here, North Main Street, starting to fill up. You see police have things blocked off. The Proto House here has a very cool display. You know, they've got your typical skeletons, and they've got this guy here. That guy's live. I didn't know he was even in there. Jeez. Oh my gosh. So this is the Proto display right here. Many others just like it here. But, you know, they go so far out on the edge to do things for kids and decorate so well. It costs them a lot of money. People actually stuff money in their mailboxes or bring extra candy because of the large crowds. And when Halloween falls on a weekday, it's not a work day for many living along Wallingford's North Main Street, except outside their homes.
So this year we're doing a Ghostbusters theme. I feel like everyone does some kind of theme every year, and every year it just grows bigger and bigger.
A snowstorm around Halloween in 2011 knocked out power to many communities, but not Wallingford, where folks from surrounding towns brought their kids to trick or treat and kept coming back.
I've never, even at this age, I'm 70 years old, and I've never gotten tired of it. My wife is into it, luckily.
He and his wife started piecing together their dark display in September.
I did things I never thought I could do. I built a stagecoach and horses, and it didn't cost me much.
Residents estimate at least 2,000 trick-or-treaters pass through the north end of North Main Street, which is shut down each Halloween by police.
We staff this event with some police officers on extra duty. We also have, our full patrol staff today, so we're staffed plenty.
Part of this tradition, trick-or-treaters bringing non-perishable items to give to the local food pantry, Master's Manna, which sets up a display during trick-or-treating.
And quite honestly, some of the most heart-wrenching things that I've seen were kids who go on trick-or-treating and go over there to offer their candy. That's a tearjerker, quite honestly.
The police, of course, remind parents to check through their kids' bags to make sure there's no loose candy. But I did find my favorite, the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. What's your name?
Nathan.
Nathan, how much do you figure you take each year? How much candy? 100 pieces or so?
Probably a lot more.
Brush your teeth, kid, before you go to bed like 3 times.
I do.
Live with my favorite candy here in Wallingford and a great celebration. I'm Tony Terzi, Fox 61 News. Say bye, Jen and Ben.
Bye!
Hi, guys. I mean, let's be real, though. Is Tony Terzi stealing candy
I think
from
that's
kids?
exactly what we just saw.
I think we saw him go through the bag and take one out.
She says, thanks for the candy. Appreciate it.
And try to trick the kid with a math question.
And if anyone can get away with it, it's Tony Terzi.
And he's a smart man because Reese's is also my favorite candy.
Good weather out there to have some Reese's, right, Ryan?
That is for sure. We're in good shape tonight, guys. Almost have to wonder, will the candy melt if it was out in the sun during the day today? Take a look at the radar. A couple sprinkles in western Connecticut, but this really isn't much to worry about. You might see a couple of drops around Danbury and New Milford, but for the most part, this has been drying up as it's been working through the state. We do have cloud cover that's been working in over the last few hours after a really nice and sunny day, most of the day today. 63 right now in Hartford. It's 59 in New Haven and in Waterbury as well. So if your plans take you trick-or-treating, you are in good shape. Again, you might run into a sprinkle or shower, but most of the rain holds off until later on tonight. I've got some good news for the week ahead. We'll talk all about it coming up in just a little while.
All right, Ryan, thank you very much. Moving on here, the countdown to the count is on. With Election Day just around the corner, municipal governments are getting ready to tabulate your votes. Fox 61's Matt Caron took a peek inside the voting booth. He joins us live in Hartford tonight to show us how it all works. Matt?
Yeah, well, when you go to vote, it is relatively easy, right? You just check in, fill out your oval, and slide your ballot into a slot and leave. But part of the reason that it's so simple is due in large part to all the logistical preparation that goes on beforehand and is going on right now and has been for months. Welcome to the Registrar of Voters in Waterbury. On this day, busy, to say the least. Getting voters registered and on the rolls before the Tuesday deadline.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, all day long they've been coming in.
Voters like John and Marlene Cronin, who recently moved to town and said elections are too important to sit on the sidelines.
Fundamentally, that's our right to do, and we should do it. I think everyone should vote.
But putting on an election isn't easy. Here in Waterbury, they have 23 polling locations.
We have to inspect them all every single year, the phone lines, make sure they're handicap accessible. We have to train 250 poll workers to work on that day. And, you know, it's a big undertaking.
And Registrar of Voters Terry Begnell told Fox 61 getting those poll workers has not been easy.
We're having some trouble finding poll workers for this election, and the last couple elections actually. And the city has offered to let city employees work at the polls for the day.
Before Connecticut had paper ballots, we had these electronic tabulators. This one, last used in 1988. Just push the tab down of the person who you wanted to vote for, and when you were done filling out your ballot, pull the lever, and they would automatically tabulate your vote. Now we have these electronic tabulators for the paper ballots. But even they are old.
Last election, we lost 3 tabulators in one polling location because of the heat. So those have been sent out for repair, and they've been returned to us too. But, you know, we have backups.
And Terry told me that for paper ballots, while it may feel a little old school, unlike electronic tabulation, well, the paper stuff just can't be hacked. And it can also be easily saved in the event that it needs to be recounted. Every vote that is cast in the state of Connecticut gets tabulated, locked, and labeled, and then put into a vault where it is saved for at least 2 weeks or until the results of the election are officially certified. We're live here outside the state capitol in Hartford. Matt Caron, Fox 61 News.
There is a paper trail, as they say. Matt, thank you very much. Fox 61 has you covered leading up to Election Day. Right now, text the word VOTE to the phone number on your screen, 860-527-6161. We'll send you back with a link to our Fox 61 voter guide. It has all of the races taking place this November, plus important information you need to know if you're planning to cast your ballot on Election Day.
All right, we're following some breaking news tonight. We're learning some new details about what happened when House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband was attacked last week.
Fox 61's Brent Harden joins us in the newsroom in the Breaking News Center with what the suspect told police. Brent.
Yeah, Jen, Ben, 42-year-old David DePape confronted a sleeping Paul Pelosi in the couple's San Francisco home early Friday morning. Authorities say 2 officers who had responded to Mr. Pelosi's 911 call witnessed DePape hitting the 82-year-old man's head with a hammer. And new tonight, police are saying he told officers he wanted to hold the speaker hostage and, quote, break her kneecaps. The affidavit released today says DePape told police that Nancy Pelosi was the leader of the pack of lies promoted by the Democratic Party. DePape went on to tell police that members of Congress would see that there are consequences to their actions when Pelosi, with broken kneecaps, would get wheeled into the House chamber.
We have nothing to suggest that these 2 men knew each other prior to this incident. It was a forced entry into the rear door of the home, and that he ultimately did make his way upstairs, which is where he ultimately confronted Mr. Pelosi.
After restraining DePape, police say they found a roll of tape, white rope, 1 hammer, 1 pair of rubber and cloth gloves, and a journal in his backpack. They also recovered zip ties in the bedroom and hallway near the front door of the house. DePape is now facing federal charges. Jen, Ben, back to you.
Brent, thank you. Well, back here to Connecticut now, state police looking for a new class to join the ranks. Applications to become a state trooper trainee are now open.
It comes as the agency, like many law enforcement agencies across the country, hopes to boost numbers in the face of challenges with recruitment as well as retention. Fox 61's Angela Bavaro has the details from Middletown.
State police say the number of applicants has been steadily dropping for years at this point at what they call a concerning rate. So just sharing some of these numbers here from state police, in 2020, there were just over 2,500 qualified applicants. 2021, just over 1,300. And then this year, during the most recent recruitment process, 1,057 applicants. And because of that drop, state police say it's also been a challenge to keep up with the pace of retirements happening right now.
There's been a steady drop in the total number of applicants since 2014. Of course, this most recent application process in 2021 was, again, probably the most drastic.
State police now hoping to get more applicants in the mix, but there are certain qualifications to apply. Among those, you have to be 21, be in general good health, have a high school diploma or a GED by the completion of training, and be free from felony and Class A or B misdemeanor convictions. Salary as a state trooper trainee in the academy starts at $50,000. Upon graduation, that goes up to about $61,000, and the top step salary is just under $108,000. The job also comes with medical and dental benefits, paid time off, education incentives like tuition reimbursement, and retirement benefits, including state pension.
So we're looking for people from all walks of life. Typically when someone thinks of their Connecticut State Trooper, they're either thinking that the person has some type of prior military or prior law enforcement background, and that couldn't be any further from the truth.
Applications are open until November 28th, and for more information about the job, you can visit the links page of our website, that is fox61.com. Reporting in Middletown, Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61 News.
Angelo, thank you.